So, gentlemen, good afternoon. So, from the following topic, I pick up the second topic, the science and the war. Today's era is the era of science, and we are very fortunate that we are living in the era of science. Because of the advancement of the science, we are provided us a numerous tools to live a comfortable and the luxurious life. But there is a flip side of the science also. Because of the science advancement of the science, man has created the destructive weapons which are causing, which are taking the lives of humans in the modern era. The first thus from the science the beginning of invention of weapons from the science were used when the Chinese first invented the gunpowder. The gunpowder initially was used in the firecrackers and was harmless, but slowly the man began misusing the gunpowder and started using it in the various weapons. And because of all the invention of the weapons due to the advancement of the science, many people have lost their life in the big two wars, the World War One and the World War Two. In the World War One, the 20 million people died, and in the World War Two, about 60 million people died, which is thrice of the World War One. And in the World War One, in the lakhs, the after the bombing on the Hiroshima and Nagasaki in the Japan, the World War Two came to an end. The property worth millions of rupees were devastated, and millions of people lost their life. And coming upon the Americans used the two uranium 235 in the World War on the Hiroshima and the plutonium on the World War Two. The war has been very destructive in the past few decades, and in the today's era, let me tell you, the today's war are much more dangerous than the ancient wars, because the ancient wars were confined only to the battlefield. But in today's era, the war are not only confined to the battlefields, but they are on but the innocent people, human children, and men are also being harmed and or lose their life. As we also have a very fresh example of the Russia-Ukraine war. Many of the civilians of the Ukrainians are compelled to take up the arms and fight against the Russia army. It's all because the advancement of the science and because of the invention of weapon by the humans. And And now coming upon the developing countries such as India and the Pakistan, these countries would have become the developed had these countries not spent their crore of rupees on purchasing the weapons and on the defense. These countries could have become already developed, but they haven't become developed. And many of the spy satellites and fighter aircrafts are being installed in the orbit of the Earth to keep an eye on the secret military preparation on the enemy's country, which is very threat to the mankind. So it must not be. So these are the certain demerits of the science, and because of the advancement of the science, the war has taken place. But we cannot blame the science, okay? The science has provided us the tool to live a comfortable and a luxurious life, but it truly depends on us how we use those tools. Whether we use those tools for making the weapons, or whether we use those tools for the development of the human and for the development of human. Yeah. So that's all, sir.